So, you haven't been watching much League of Legends recently, but Worlds has come around, it's that time of the year again, and it's pulled you back in. Here's everything you need to know about Worlds 2025 that starts on October 14th. Let's start with the 4 big changes from Worlds 2024. Worlds 2025 will now feature 17 teams down from 20 in the year prior. Minor regions have now been merged into major regions. There are now 5 major regions: the LCK, the LPL, the LEC, and now the LTA, the Americas League, and the LCP, the Asia Pacific League. These are the 2 new pan-regions combining formerly separate leagues. The top 2 regions at MSI, Korea and China, earned an extra world slot, but their 4th seeds must play against each other in a play-ins pre-qualifier match that determines who moves to the main stage. The 2 teams competing against each other will be T1 and IG. Worlds 2025 will also be featuring Fearless Draft across all best of 3 and best of 5 series this year, which means once a champion is played in a match in a series, it cannot be reused later in that same series. So by the time you get to Game 5, the drafts can get pretty crazy. So, who's made it to the event? From the LCK, we have Gen.G as the 1st seed for winning LCK Summer, Humble Life Esports as the 2nd seed for finishing 2nd in playoffs, followed by KT Rolster, who finished 3rd, and T1, who finished 4th. From China's LPL, we have Bilibili Gaming as the 1st seed for winning LPL Summer, Anyone's Legend as the 2nd seed for having the most championship points, Top Esports as the 3rd seed for winning the higher seed qualifying match in the regional finals, and Invictus Gaming as the 4th seed for winning the lower qualifying match in the regional finals. From the LEC, where teams are seeded based off their summer playoffs performance, we have G2 Esports as the 1st seed for winning the summer finals, Movistar Koi as the 2nd seed for reaching the grand finals, and Fnatic as the 3rd seed, who are now at their 12th Worlds appearance. From the LTA, we have FlyQuest as the 1st seed after a very dominant domestic season, Vivo Keydstars as the 2nd seed and LTA South's sole representative, and finally 100 Thieves rounding out the 3rd seed. Finally, from the LCP, we have the CTBC Flying Oysters as the 1st seed, the only team to participate in every international tournament this year, Team Secret Wales as the 2nd seed, and PSG Talon as the 3rd seed, with Maple returning to Worlds. I'll be breaking down all of these teams, regions, and rosters over the next few days, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Let's move over to the format. World starts on the 14th of October with the play-in day, which is only a single best of 5 this year, as Korea and China's 4th seeds, T1 and IG, will fight to join the rest of the teams in the main event. Then comes the Swiss stage, which starts the very next day on October 15th, played in the Beijing Smart Esports Center in Beijing, China. Fun fact, this is JDG's home arena in the LPL. The 16 teams will play in up to 5 best of 1 and best of 3 matches, and the rules are simple. Teams that win 3 rounds make it to the next stage, teams that lose 3 rounds are eliminated. To start the Swiss stage, teams will be matched based on seeding that is defined by 3 tiers. In Tier 1, we will have the number 1 seeds from each region, Gen.G, BLG, CFO, G2, and FlyQuest. In Tier 2, we will have the 2nd seed from each region and the 3rd seed from the play-in winners region. So we'll have Humble Life Esports, Anyone's Legends, Team Secret Wales, Movistar Koi, VKS, and either KT or Top Esports. In Tier 3, we'll have the remaining number 3 seeds and the winner of the play-ins match. So we'll have PSG Talon, Fnatic, 100 Thieves, KT or Top Esports, T1 or IG. If T1 wins the play-ins match, KT will become a Tier 2 team. If IG wins the play-ins match, then Top Esports will be the team that is moved up to Tier 2. Matches will then be drawn between Tier 1 and Tier 3 teams and Tier 2 teams amongst themselves. In this round, there can be no same region matchups. From that round onwards, teams with the same record face each other, and the process is repeated for every round until every team has either won 3 rounds or lost 3 rounds. After round 1, the same region matchups can happen. The initial matches are best of 1, while the advancement and elimination matches are best of 3. This means that if a team has 2 wins or 2 losses, all of their next matches will be best of 3s until they either qualify or they're eliminated. No rematches are allowed in the Swiss stage. At the end of the Swiss stage, we'll end up with 8 teams that have won 3 rounds. The 2 teams that end with a 3-0 score record will be drawn against 2 of the 3 teams with 3-2 records. The other 3-2 team and the 3 teams with a 3-1 record, I know it's a lot of 3s, will be drawn against each other. The 2 3-0 teams will also be placed on opposite sides of the knockout bracket. The knockout stage is a simple single elimination bracket where all of the matches are best of 5. The quarterfinals will be held from the 28th to the 31st of October and will be played in the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Shanghai. The semifinals will also be played in the same arena from the 1st to the 2nd of November, and finally the grand finals of the 2025 League of Legends World Championship will be played in Chengdu on the 9th of November in Dong'an Lake Sports Park Multifunctional Gymnasium. The Worlds patch will be 25.20. Regional playoffs were played on either 25-17 or 25-18, so it's a 2 to 3 patch difference for the teams competing at Worlds this year. Similar to last year's Worlds, a lot of the high priority champions have been hit. Across the last few patches, high prior picks such as Azir, Annie, Yunara, Talia, Kiana, Pantheon, Poppy, Corki, and Sivir saw nerfs. So when it comes to high prio picks now, I expect it to turn to champions like Jarvan, Sion, and Rumble, the champions that were strong but weren't hit by the patches. Patch 25.20 isn't fully released yet. Here are the expected numbers. It's relatively small, but when you combine it with the others, every prio pick has been hit, so I'm curious to see where Worlds teams land. Oftentimes in international events you have these scrim bubbles, so teams will approach the tournament in day 1 with different meta reads. For those of you who haven't watched much League of Legends lately, let me break down how the meta looks like. The game currently revolves a lot around skirmishing and champions that can fight well and often. Team fights are the name of the game, so expect a ton of action all across the map. The meta is in a pretty exciting state, so every objective is contested. From Atacans often being the decider of a won or lost match at 20 minutes, to endless contests around Baron, there's a lot of space for players to show off their mechanical skill. There was, however, one part of the game that looked like it was going to be in the tournament, but it just got nerfed from 3 minutes to 4 minutes. And what I'm talking about is lane swap and lane swap detected. I'll make it easy to understand. So basically what teams were doing is they were having their support recall as the 4th wave was leaving the base, which is around 2 minutes 40 seconds in the game. They then had them walk up the top lane to arrive just at around 3 minutes, but they didn't cross past the top tier 1 until the 3-minute mark. This was basically the lane swap of old. It avoids the lane swap detection and punishes both top laners regardless of their matchup, so you can avoid carries if you're playing a tank. It looked like it was going to go untouched, like I said, but they've now nerfed it to 4 minutes. Whether this still happens or not, I don't think so, but teams will still be swapping their bot lane to top lane when grubs spawn at 8 minutes. I hope this video helped you understand everything you need to know about Worlds 2025, starting on October 14th. I will, of course, be co-streaming every single game and uploading all of them to the YouTube channel, so you can check out the games live at twitch.tv/Caedrel from October 14th onwards, or you can just stay tuned on the YouTube channel for the VODs. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys for some more Worlds content. I got loads of it coming over the next few weeks.